For today's good question, Michael asks, does the Kentucky Lottery put out all of the big winning scratch-off tickets when they make them, or do they only release a certain amount at a time? I reached out to the Kentucky Lottery with that question, and Senior Communications Specialist Jennifer Cunningham told me there isn't a straightforward answer to that, but she did give me a rundown of the process. She said scratch-off tickets are distributed to retailers over time based on sales. But it's important to note that at no point in the production or distribution process does anyone at the Kentucky Lottery or retailers know where the top prize tickets are. She said an example was, if they print 1 million tickets of a particular game, as they are sold, they distribute the tickets to retailers. If that game is selling well, more tickets go out. So they are all produced at once, but then distributed as they are sold. But no one along the way knows where the winning tickets are, meaning the odds should be the same for the first ticket or the last ticket that's sold. If you have a good question, you can email goodquestion@wkyt.com, and I'll see you on WKYT Mornings.